Hey everyone, welcome to another Rules You Get Wrong. My name is Jay, and today I'll be going over the battle report between my Dark Angels and Andy's Eldar, which was 1,250 points. It was a really good game, I had a lot of fun, and we will be going over the Rules You Get Wrong. So of course, as usual, I have my handy dandy rulebook right here, and I have a codex copy for Dark Angels. I don't have the codex for Eldar, but there were very minimal comments on the Eldar actual rules, so we should be fine. This, I don't think, will be the longest Rules You Get Wrong. I don't think there were actually a lot of rules that were debated, but we'll go over quickly and see how long it takes. So without further ado, here are the rules we get wrong. So we'll start going through them. Just a comment, Karathe commented, I've checked my Dark Vengeance box set 3 times. I still haven't found the Land Raider. I know it's a good comment. Thank you very much. It was a lot of funny. It was really funny to read that. As most of you are probably well aware, all of my models are from the Dark Vengeance starter sets. I actually now have 4 sets of them, so I'm going to be building a pretty good-sized Dark Angels army. The Land Raider was actually borrowed from Andy. As most of you might notice, it has a Tzinch symbol on it. So somebody else, I think, commented on that and how I'm a traitor. But yeah, I borrowed the Land Raider from him to make a 1,250 point game. Originally it was supposed to be 1,000. But Andy wanted to play a 1250, so he lent me a 250 point model. But it's cool. It was a lot of fun to play. Someone else commented that Gino commented that the Land Raider is useless under 750 points. I just addressed that. It was only supposed to be 1,000, then Andy lent me a model. That's all I had painted at the time. Oh, Rated Lex or Rated Lel XXX asked, did you roll for Night Fight? We actually did roll for Night Fight in turn 1. It wasn't shown, I don't believe. However, we did forget to roll on turn 5. So we did forget to roll. It says in the rule book, under Night Fighting, if there's no Night Fighting turn 1, roll for Night Fighting again turn 5 on a 4+. Night Fighting happens. We did forget that roll. So thank you very much for Rated Lex or Rated LE XXX. You are correct. Very good comment. Grey Cat commented, your Marines should have taken a pinning check immediately after failing a wound from the Pathfinders and then at the end of the shooting phase, and then take a morale check for 25% casualties. I believe we did that. I could be wrong. I'd have to double check the battle report, but I'm pretty sure we did. It may not have been shown, but I did roll a pinning check immediately after failing that wound, and then I did roll a leadership check after. So yeah, I did actually do that. Transkuja 84 asked, twin-linked plasma cannon? It wasn't twin-linked. The reason for the reroll on all the plasma cannons was that my librarian had prescience or prescience, however you pronounce it. So his psychic power was he can give any squad within 12 inches of him the ability to reroll their to hits, and that's why the plasma cannon was twin-linked. It was because he had a psychic ability attached to him that gave him the power to reroll. Oh, James Warden. The next comment was by James Warden. He just said the same thing I did. He just said prescience. Vichy Sois says, does reroll to hit allow the rerolling of the scatter dice set? Also, you're missing the fact that he never rolled to wound the poor Dire Avengers. Maybe it wasn't shown, but yes, the reroll to hit does allow the reroll of the scatter dice as well. You get to reroll all 3 dice. The 2 distance and the scatter whenever rerolling a template. FinnPlayer123 stated, Fearless Bikes? Not sure if that's a DEA own special rule, but if you lost combat by 1, shouldn't you have taken 1 Fearless wound, or is it only in close combat? In close combat, sorry, do your comment, they are fearless, the bikes for the Dark Angels army. They are fearless, but in 6th edition, you actually, they've changed the fearless rules a bit, so you don't actually take casualties or wounds as a result of being fearless if you lose combat. You're just fearless. So that really is actually an excellent buff to Tyranid players and Orc players out there, because now they don't lose half their army due to fearless saves. So that's pretty sweet. Riddick 40k said, before rolling to hit with your plasma cannon, you always need to roll for overheats. I'm going to just double check that, because we did roll for overheat, but I believe we rolled after the roll to hit and not before. Gets hot. 37. So on page 37, under the gets hot rules, it says gets hot and weapons that do not roll to hit. Weapons that do not roll to hit, such as blast weapons, must roll a d6 for each shot immediately before firing. So immediately before firing. On a 2+, the shot is rolled just normal. So you're right. Sorry, your name was Riddick 40k. Riddick 40k, you are correct. I was supposed to roll beforehand for the template weapons. For the weapons you don't roll to hit, essentially. So thank you very much. I was rolling it correctly. I was rolling to hit, and then does it get hot? And you're right. If I got it gets hot, it didn't actually go through. So it got hot. But thank you very much for your comment. You are correct. Taros B4 addressed the earlier comment, saying in 6th edition no longer has fearless wounds. You're right, as I just addressed. There were a lot of comments who picked up on this. There were several people actually. Is a 6 to hit on a Pathfinder not a precision shot, as well allowing him to pick which model his AP1 shot goes on? That is true. Andy, I don't believe Andy remembered that they were precision shots. Though in his defense, he was trying to target the closest model anyway. He wanted to eliminate the closest target, I remember. So he could have lumped them all onto that person, but I'm pretty sure it didn't matter in that particular case. But several people did pick up on that. Pathfinders do have the ability, because they're snipers, on a 6, they get to choose which target they want. It's a precision shot, so they can stack it on whoever they want. And that means all the 6s, which would have been the AP1 ones, would have gone on whoever he wants, and that would have been pretty deadly. But I'm pretty sure he did get whoever he wanted. Red Keyboard said, if I recall correctly, if the one model in the unit moves, the whole unit counts as having moved, so keeping the plasma cannon still will not have allowed him to fire. This was a 5th edition rule. I think it is the same in 6th edition. Sorry, Red Keyboard, you're actually incorrect. In 6th edition now, the movement happens on a per model basis. So if you move half the squad and keep the guys with templates not moved, they actually still get to fire. So it's just a 6th edition new rule. I personally pretty much like it, because it's awesome. Blood Angel 9 said the Land Raider cannot pivot in the shooting phase. That should have been done in the movement phase. Not really that mattered all that much. You're right. It actually should have pivoted in the movement phase. It didn't end up applying in this particular game, but it's always a great rule to point out. Thank you very much, Blood Angel 9. You are correct. Pilot asked, why is the plasma cannon twin-linked? Pretty sure if it wasn't supposed to be. That's prescience or prescience or however you pronounce it. People keep nailing my commenting on that, but it was just because the psychic power allowed it to be re-rolled. Yep, and another comment, Scotsy 1995 also addressed the Pathfinders got precision shots. You are correct, as I just addressed. Red Keyboard once again addressed also, so for the rending shot in the first Pathfinder squad, you were only in forest, so that's a 5 cover, not a 4. I do not remember if we rolled a 4+ cover save. I'm pretty sure he gave me a 5+ cover save. I don't remember him giving me a 4. If I'm wrong, obviously leave comments in the comment section down below, because greatly appreciated. I thought I did roll a 5+ cover save. I might have just misdubbed it in my going over it. Oh, actually, I think Andy addressed that. So he's on the comments, and he actually said it was a mistake. So yes, we should have only given me a 5+ cover save instead of a 4. So sorry about that. You are correct. It was a mistake on our behalf. Blood Angel 9 said, tip for the Ravenwing Bikers, they are relentless, so Jay could have fired his twin-link bolter and still assaulted. You are correct. The Ravenwing Bikers are relentless, so they have to fire rapid-fire guns and still assault, which is pretty sweet. Llama Fama 98 said, you cannot have a plasma cannon in a 5-man squad. That's true if it's a normal 5-man squad, but this is a combat squad, which I do repeat over and over again. I had squads of 10, and then I combat squad them to 5, and in that particular case, you can have a 5-man squad. It's a combat squad with a plasma cannon. I know a lot of you had a problem with me putting the sergeant in with them. I just figured it'd be a good idea to keep up the leadership for the plasma cannon, but overall mistake, because he's good in close combat, so it's all good. I had a great time, so Akadrin actually said the same thing. He said it's a combat squad, which he said in turn 1, so it's true. It's combat squad, so that's why it's allowed to. A fellow wargamer stated, Jay, shouldn't you have gotten 3 victory points, 1 for unit kill, 1 for slay the warlord, and 1 for first blood? I did get 1 for first blood, and I did get 1 for slay the warlord. But in this particular scenario, which is the scouring, it only says, I believe, fast attacks are, yes, only fast attacks you get the extra point for. So in this particular case, he could have killed a Ravenwing and got an extra point, not for the Warlord in particular. It wasn't just kill points. Benite11 said at 5:01 in part 3, you could have shot the Twin Link Bolter because bikers are relentless. Once again, you are correct. Benite11, they are relentless. I could have fired both of them. I just assaulted it, I believe. So it's all good. Savior Soros said that a bunch of people also commented on this, are the way that we rolled the Lookout Sirs in this game. What we did was, for my Lookout Sirs, since everyone had the same armor save, I rolled them all and saw if I rolled all my armor saves first and saw if the wounds actually got to the character itself, and if that was the case, I did a Lookout Sir. This was in the original, kind of in the original rules, and this was just a short way or a quicker way of doing that. Obviously, you don't do the same thing if you have different armor saves in your squad. It only applies if you have all the same armor all the same armor saves in the squad. However, since we did this, it has been FAQ'd, and the FAQ now has removed the quicker way of doing it, despite the fact it doesn't change anything. So now you can only roll the Lookout Sir beforehand, before you roll the armor save. We did incorrectly. Technically, we did it correctly based on before the FAQ, but now the FAQ has come out, we've done it incorrectly. So that's the way of addressing it. Yes. And there were a bunch of comments on that particular thing. FinPlayer123 said, what's with the one attack at 251 with the biker squad? He has 2 attacks, focus J, focus. I actually did fire both attacks in that one hit, 1 missed, I believe. So that's why it looked like there was 1. I'm pretty sure I did see it in the dubbing, but it's all good. Fire Reader said on turn 3, reserves come in on a 2, so the Warwalkers should have come in. I don't believe that is correct. I'll just double check reserve rolling, but I'm pretty sure it is 3+ on turn 2, 3+ on turn 3, and they come in automatically on turn 4. Again, if I'm wrong, leave that in the comment section down below. Reserves, 124. So on page 124 is the section on reserves. So at the start of your turn 2, you must roll a d6, 3 or more, then it arrives. Less than 3, they stay in. Start at turn 3, roll the units in reserve. If the roll is a 3 or more, that unit arrives this turn. So there you go. It says right there on page 124. You are incorrect. It is on a 3+, turn 3. And then it says turn 4. Let's see here. I believe they come in automatically. Turn 4. Oh well, that's good. I did address the comment, so that's good. Thank you very much for your comment. Unfortunately, we're incorrect, but it's all good. Captain Obvious said, "Is it me, or is Andy moving his heavy weapons and then firing them at normal ballistic skill?" I didn't catch that. To be honest, sometimes I forget the Eldar rules. I do play against Eldar a lot, but I just sometimes forget the rules. So I didn't catch that myself. And he was actually doing that, which he addressed in another comment. Sorry, let me check. Oh no, he was. Yes, sorry, he was moving them because it says the Eldar gravity platform allows them to be fired as if they're assault weapons. Sorry, you are correct. So I'm incorrect my first state on that. So yes, he was moving his heavy weapons and shooting them at normal ballistic skill because Eldar special rule. There are a lot of Eldar special rules, as you're well aware. So that's all good. Oh, Kurok said, your Land Raider has a Marcus Zinch, as I mentioned earlier. You fool, you were working for the Dark Gods all along. Great comment. Yeah, I did have the Marcus Zinch because it was Andy's Land Raider. It just happened to match my color scheme, so I kept it. Riddick 40K said, reserves don't automatically come in till turn 4, unless your turn counter in this video is wrong. It was actually wrong in this case. Sorry, for part 4 it actually said, for part 5 it actually said that it was turn 3 as opposed to turn 4. It was actually turn 4 that turn, so yes, they did come on automatically. And Andy was very happy they finally got to come on. And I believe that's actually it. Yep, that's all the rules. So thank you very much, all you people, for watching my battle reports and leaving your comments in the comment section. It really means a lot. Obviously, as I said, in all my rules you get wrong, we strive for perfection, but we make mistakes. And we have you guys to keep us accountable and to bounce rules off each other, so it's a really good learning experience. So as always, thank you very much for watching this video. Please leave comments in the comment section down below if I made any mistakes. And stay tuned for more battle reports with Jay. So till next time, this is Jay saying, happy wargaming, everyone.